All right. What's up, guys? Ray Yerg's back here. Just saying update. How y'all doing today? It's Wednesday afternoon here up in the Northeast. Got a lot of stuff to talk about. Got a lot of stuff happening right now in this immediate moment. And we're gonna. I got a little bit of an opinion on this that I need to discuss amongst a bunch of the other topics that are happening in the sports world right now, but. We do have some breaking news that I'm going to get right into. All right, so right now, if most of you aren't aware, the NBA game between the Magic and the Bucks was scheduled to start right now, and it appears that the Bucks are boycotting the game five, in lieu of what's happened in Kenosha, Wisconsin, with the shooting of yet another black man, Jacob Blake. There's been some talks about it happening, that teams were talking about boycotting games. So this is the first one that has taken action into not playing. So it goes to believe that the rest of the NBA games that are scheduled probably will not happen today, and we're not really sure how much further it's going to go. But I'm not disputing. I have a small issue about this though, because the boycotting of the game, I'm not really sure what that solves, or what that does to help the terrible shooting that happened in Kenosha. And I'm going to get into a couple other points here that I have an issue with. I understand this is a type of protest. Okay, this is a type of protest that's happening right now with boycotting the game. So the NBA players seem to have gone in that direction. But the biggest issue I have, so in light of a lot of things that have happened recently, so we had the shootings of several black men, George Floyd, Jacob Blake. I know they want justice. They want justice for Breonna Taylor. They want justice for racism. They want justice for a lot of things. Okay, but the slight issue I have with this right now is, where was the NBA teams when murders continue to happen in Chicago on a daily basis? Okay, we don't hear anything about that. Where are the NBA players boycotting when children die daily? Okay, if you all remember, there was the 5-year-old that died that was shot by his neighbor. That was he was riding his bike. Okay, now I know that justice was served and the person was arrested. Okay, but where was the cry for that? Okay, there was a 1-year-old who was shot in New York City. Okay, during these BLM protests. You want to call them protests? I call them riots. During these BLM riots, there was a 1-year-old shot. There was another 1-year-old shot in Chicago. Okay, where was the outcry of these same NBA players, okay, when that happened? Where? I don't recall seeing anything. Okay, so I can't seem to understand that. Like, what? Maybe this one was just the tipping point. Okay, maybe this shooting was the tipping point. Okay, but I mean, we don't even know all the facts in regards to this shooting. Okay, now you can say what you will, and I've argued with people on Twitter on this, or for that matter. Okay, I'm not disputing that justice should be served against this person that got shot. Okay, justice should be served. Okay. Nobody should be getting shot. Nobody should be getting killed. And there is change that needs to happen within this country in regards to many things on many different levels about this. Okay. But the thing that I'm trying to preach is the equal outcry for each thing. Okay. A black man gets shot and the NBA is protesting about it. Okay. But a baby gets shot or a child gets shot. There's no protest for it. There's no mention of it. Where is that same equal outcry? And that is the problem that I have and the issue that I have. Okay. When those things happen, why don't they do the same thing? Why don't they get asked those questions? Why don't they talk about it? But they never do. I have not heard anything from it. And I've mentioned it several times on account of that. Okay? I don't understand where the same outcry is in regards to any type of protest. Okay? They're boycotting the basketball game, okay, for the shooting in Kenosha. But why don't they do the same things for the similar murders that happened in Chicago, that happened to children, that happen all over, that are unnecessary? That's the problem that I have, and I can't seem to understand that. Boycotting the game, I don't know what that solves or how that helps. I know that their mindset is and they're human and they're thinking, about the things that are happening. So their mindset isn't right. Okay. But we can't go about our lives daily like that. There's a lot of things that need to change. There's a lot of things that need to happen. And for them to just boycott this game over just because of the shooting that happened in Kenosha, it's upsetting because the same thing should be happening on multiple levels across the board. Okay? The children getting shot, the two children that are getting shot during these riots or protests or whatever you want to call them, there was no outcry for that. And that's an issue for me. It's really an issue for me that there's no outcry on the same level that there is for this that are happening. Yet black men do get shot every day. White people get shot every day. Children get shot and killed every day. And it's sad and it's terrible and things need to change because of it. Okay? But right now, there's a lot happening. There's a lot on people's minds. And the Bucks have stepped in. The Bucks, they stepped out, have boycotted the game. And you would think that the rest of the NBA games that are scheduled will be boycotted and possibly makes you believe if the season is going to continue at this point, which is unfortunate. It is unfortunate. But I don't understand it. I don't understand how it will help them. Do all the players feel the same way? Is it just several people that don't want to play? George Hill was talking about how he wanted to leave the bubble, and not now. He said he should have never came. Guys, you have the option to leave if you so choose. Every person in that bubble has the right to leave and do what they feel is best for their family and for themselves. If they want to help, if they want to be part of protests, if they want to be part of whatever it is that they want to be a part of, they have the option to leave. But I don't know if every player would feel the same way that they would want to leave too, because that this is their job. That is what they, they made the decision to come here before this happened. So it's just, it's crazy right now. Very crazy right now as to what's happening. and that's my stance on it. That's why I believe. I mean, power to them for protesting or boycotting. Like I said, they have every right to. But the upsetting thing to me is that it only seems that if a black man gets shot, they will step out and do this. Because I have not yet to see any other belief otherwise, that they would do it for anything else, and that's upsetting. But I don't want to spend a lot of time on that. That's not part of the show. I said what I said, and we're gonna move on. We have a lot of other couple other topics that I do want to discuss. Okay. Seems like Messi is leaving Barcelona. That's not really a surprise since he's kind of been unhappy there the last couple of years. Okay. But nonetheless, it seems that Man City is the front runner to sign him, as he's had conversations last week with Pep about joining the club, and it just seems like the rich keeps getting richer. That's for sure. Messi going to Man City would just be, and I'm a Liverpool fan, so Messi going to Man City would be a big hit in the EPL. It would significantly increase their chances on winning the Premier League, and amongst many other things. But the interesting part about that signing would be apparently that if they're trying to work out a deal where it would be for 5 years, I believe, and for the 5 years, after 3 years, he would be 38 at that point, I believe, and after the third year, he would then be able to go to their affiliate team in the MLS, which is New York City Football Club. Okay. And that is wild to me because I didn't even know that NYFC was an affiliate of Man City. So that was news to me. But it would be huge to bring Messi here into MLS. This seems to kind of be the trend with a lot of great players in Europe. We know that Beckham had did it at the end of his career. Wayne Rooney came and he played for DC United for a couple of years, and he's back in England, but he's on a lower club. But Wayne Rooney's older, not the same player as he used to be. But aside from that, Ibrahimovic had a great 2 years here playing for the LA Galaxy. Really shined, really helped that club. And then he went back to AC Milan, as many of you may know. But for him to go to Man City would be, like I said, the rich just keep getting richer. Apparently, man, I would really wish to see him either stay in Barcelona or go to maybe there's a couple of other Serie A teams that were in play. It seems like Inter Milan was in play to possibly get him in the odds market. Man City is the odds-on favorite to have him signed. So it'd be interesting to see what happens. This also could just be a ploy for Messi to get change in the president of the club and still stay with Barcelona. So it still could work in that favor. Ramos said that they do want Messi to still be part of their rebuild moving forward. But it's going to be interesting to see how this plays out in the next couple of days. I really thought Messi would be at Barcelona for life. I mean, he's been there since he was a teenager in their development system. So this was really a shocker. But at the end of the day, kind of really not a shocker since that they've had some issues over the last couple of years as he has been unhappy. I mean, Barcelona hasn't really been that relevant over the last couple of years. I know we all think that they're still great. They're still making it far in Champions League, but they're not closing out anything. They haven't won Champions League in several years. They they let the La Liga get away from them this year after they were dominant in the first half of the season, and then they all of a sudden Real Madrid just comes up and steals the title from them. So I can understand his frustration. So good for him. I think I think he wants to leave and get on a winning club that's closer than Barcelona is at the winning level for either a league title or definitely Champions League. And I think that's where his goal is. I think his goal is to get Champions League one more time before he retires. But it'd be awesome to see him come to MLS. Definitely bring in a lot of revenue for for whichever MLS team that he may sign with. It may not even be with him. I'd like to see him come and play in this country. That'd be amazing. And it would definitely be amazing leading up to the World Cup. But if you go at the end of the 5th year or something, 5 years from now is 2025, and that's 3 years away from World Cup happening in the United States. Messi won't be part of the World Cup. He won't be on the Argentinian team. Obviously because of his age. But that would be amazing. That'd be 1 year away from World Cup in the United States at 2026, I believe it is. But hopefully it's a lot of good things happen for the United States soccer, trying to develop this league. I know it is kind of a joke, but until they adapt to the promotion and relegation side, it's going to be really hard for them to gain any ground on many of the domestic leagues within this world, really. So definitely be interesting to see how that plays out. So yeah. Aside from that, just going to be just checking the Twitter line here, see what's going on here. Since there's a lot of news on the Bucks boycotting, a lot of people talking about it. But if you're a bettor, how does that play out if you're a bettor? So essentially, to me, it's almost like that the Milwaukee Bucks, because the Magic were ready to play. And so to me, it's like the Milwaukee Bucks forfeited. Maybe you can make that argument that the Milwaukee Bucks forfeited the game since the Magic were out on the court ready to play. So I don't know. Be interesting. Be interesting to see how that side plays out. Got a quick score update here. Celtic gets bounced from Champions League. They just lost their Champions League qualification match. Extremely disappointing for that side. That is very, very unfortunate for Celtic. No chance for them to be in Champions League, and no chance for them, I don't think, to be in Europa as well. They get bounced as heavy favorites by a Hungarian team whose name I can't even pronounce. Very disappointing by them. Very disappointing. Just give me 1 second here as we're going to move down the list for a few other topics here. Let's see. All right. A couple other things before we head on out of here. I wanted to mention this. Talked about this the other day as I took a couple of days off. But this one was a big one for me. Dustin Johnson, DJ, shoots 30 under par to win the Northern Trust Open. Okay. Amazing. Not many people can say that they've shot 30 under par ever in their life. That was truly an amazing 4 rounds from DJ. He gets his 22nd tour win. Moves into the number 1 spot for the FedEx Cup standings. Okay, which is not a surprise after that victory. But some of the things that was interesting to me that I wanted to talk about is that, so if you recall, earlier in the summer, he withdrew. Okay, he had withdrawn from the memorial okay, with citing some back issues. Okay, and the week before that, he withdrew from the 3M tournament. Okay, which was the week after the Memorial, and in the Memorial he had an abysmal round, shooting 80 and 80. And then withdrew for back reasons from the 3M tournament. So I kind of didn't really think. I'm not really sure what happened there. But it's been interesting to see how his form has been since that withdrawal from the 3M tournament with those back issues, because he's been on point since then. He's this year. He has 2 wins. Okay, the first one he had was here in out in Hartford, Connecticut, at the Travelers Championship. Okay, he has a second place finish, which was the PGA Championship, which was, I believe, 2 weeks before the Northern Trust Open. Okay, he has 5 top 5s, 7 top 25s. He's made 9 cuts out of 13, 12 events this year. 9 cuts made out of 13 out of 12 events. Okay, he's only been cut twice, and then, like I said, that one withdrawal. Very impressive resume again for DJ. He's also won a tour event for his 13th straight season. That's amazing. Okay, the consistency that DJ plays, and I know sometimes it is a roller coaster with DJ. He is up and down. But over the last several years, he has been one of the most consistent golfers on tour. And to say that he's not going to be part of a Hall of Fame someday, to me, is absolutely absurd. I mean, his 22nd tour victory, okay, there's only 34 other players in the history of golf that have at least 21 tour victories, okay? And he's in the top 35 for tour victories, and he's still at a young age and still has many more great years ahead of him and many more victories to get. I know that he only has the lone one major championship, being the U.S. Open, okay? But nonetheless, he, to me, is a shoe-in for a Hall of Fame for Dustin Johnson. It's amazing what he's done over the years. It amazes me how much he drives the ball, how far he drives it. But his stats this year are unbelievably off the charts. I mean, I can go and read off all the stats of where his rankings are, and he's in the top 15 at least, almost in every category. Okay, and that's just amazing thing for DJ. He's the heavy favorite going into this week's BMW Championship. Okay, and 3 weeks from now, 2 or 3 weeks from now, is the U.S. Open, and you got to think that he's going to be in the top 3 for favorites. I'm sure he'll probably be the odds-on favorite. I would expect Koepka back. I know that he didn't play in the Northern Trust, but he was so far back in the FedEx Cup standings that didn't even really matter. So he needed to get healthy. I'm sure he'll be back for the U.S. Open, so he needed to get his back and his knee healthy. So he'll be back for that. But I would love to see those two battle it out in the U.S. Open. I would love for it to be on Sunday, DJ and Koepka in the final pairing, 1 stroke behind each other or something. That would be an amazing final round to play out, to see how that goes. But DJ gets his 22nd, 30 under par for the tournament. Man, not many people can say that they've shot 30 under par ever. Continues to amaze me. That's great. Good for him. Love his form. Love to see how it plays out for the FedEx Cup Championship. So yeah, that's great. One last topic before we head out of here. I got a lot of other topics to talk about, but I want to talk about this one. LA Angels, top 3 worst teams in the Major League Baseball. They're atrocious, abysmal. This team has a lot of talent, and it's amazing that no player other than Mike Trout's batting, I think, above 200 or 250 or something like that. tons of money being spent on this team, and this team continues to fail. Cannot understand why Mike Trout signed a long-term deal with this team. It blows my mind that he signed a 10-year deal with this team thinking that it's going to go anywhere in the playoffs, winning a World Series anytime soon. Truly terrible decision by him. He could have got paid anywhere on any team that he so choose that he wanted to play with that had a much better chance of winning a World Series. Okay. But that money has obviously hurt the team. They have a lot of money tied up with a lot of other players that shouldn't even be on the team. Pujols still has, I think, 2 years left on his ridiculous 10-year contract that he signed. Doesn't quite help the team as much. They got Upton, who is tied up with a lot of money that they're paying him. They got Ohtani, who has been just a complete miss since the beginning. This two-way player bullshit crap needs to stop. One, he's not even two-way anymore because he can't throw the ball. He has an injury on his throwing hand, but he can still hit, but he's hitting terribly. I mean, that injury takes into effect on the hitting too. So, and he's batting sub 200, and he's getting paid a ton of money, and he's just been atrocious for this team. This team continues to be incompetent. Can't quite figure it out. The Angels of the early 2000s, when they would battle it out with the Red Sox in the playoffs in that first divisional round, was always exciting because you always think that Angels were going to make that push and get over that hump against the Red Sox, but they never could. They did have the World Series victory, I believe, in 2002. But their pitching was amazing. I mean, they had K-Rod, who was lights out. That's really who helped them win the World Series that year. It was too bad for the Giants because that was truly their one shot, Barry Bonds, to get that World Series. But nonetheless, they've been atrocious. They're it's like you would think that the amount of years that they've had recently with how bad that they've actually played, that they would actually be able to get talent on this team, and they don't have any talent aside of Mike Trout. They got no pitching. They have no offense. They're stuck at 3 or 4 runs a game if they're lucky. Trout continues to rake, but aside from him, this team's awful. Not really sure Madden's was the right choice for this team. I was a fan of Madden when he was on the Rays, but not so sure he fits within this organization's plan for trying to win a World Series. In this division, it's going to be really tough for them to win anything. Oakland has a great young core. They have a tremendous team. Astros are the Astros. Let's just put it how it is. The other team, the Rangers are going to just get better also. So really tough for them. Maybe they just don't want to win. It's kind of what I'm starting to believe with this team, that they just don't want to win. But well, I got many other things to talk about, but we're going to save those for later in the week. I wanted to get on here right away, start talking about the breaking news with the Bucks. As I stated, you can go back and listen. I'm disappointed on different levels as to this boycott, but we'll see how this plays out for the rest of the teams. But I'm Ray Yergs. You guys enjoy the rest of your Wednesday. And God bless.